There is a state ownership, a common or public ownership, and a private ownership. State ownership, or we can start with public ownership because it's easier. The others are more or less excludings and exceptions from that. The public ownership is what is considered to be a necessity to the community. For instance, rivers are necessities for the communities living there by their sides. So no individual, no person can own these rivers, seas, and so on. The Prophet ﷺ says in a hadith, الناس شركاء في ثلاث الماء والكلأ والنار. People are how shall I express it? Yes, they are associated, they are sharing, thank you, they are sharing three things. Al-ma, water, rivers, not isles, but rivers, seas, and so on, lakes. An-nar, fire, and today we have electricity, it's the same. Wal-kala, terrains, open terrains. For instance, to bring up your cattle, to feed them there, and so on. So these areas, they are commonly owned. They are publicly owned. They can't be owned by individuals. And there's one instance in which a Sahabi called Al-Abyad ibn Hammal, he came to the Prophet ﷺ and he asked him to be given a certain area. So the Prophet ﷺ didn't mind, okay, you can have it. Because we're going to come to the second one, that when the state owns something, it can give it to the individuals. So the man was walking from there, so another Sahabi, he recalled something. Prophet, Ya Rasulullah, the area, what you have given to this man, is more or less like water, endless water. So he was making the Prophet observing that this place is a necessity for the community living there. So he said, bring back the man. He brought the man back and he told him, and he took from him what he has been given just a few minutes ago. So in this hadith, in another hadith, it's very explicit, it's very clear that what is publicly owned, it can't be handed over to individuals. And before continuing to the second point, imagine today, which countries are the richest countries of natural resources? Don't give me names. I can give you one description, and that's enough. It's the poorest countries in the world. Think of that. Which country is richest in the world of gold, diamond, uranium, oil, and so on? You will see that these are the poorest countries in the world. Why? Because individuals, a few individuals, are owning these natural resources that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given to humanity to share. So sharing and not excluding is the solution that Islam has provided. The second type of ownership is the state ownership. And what the state owns is more or less some revenues from apostates' money. When a person leaves Islam for another religion and he leaves money, this money doesn't belong to anybody. Not even his family gets a single penny or a single krona of it. the state takes it all. The jizya, the taxes paid by the non-Muslims, the dhimmis living in the Islamic State, it's a state ownership. Sadaqat. So there are several revenues from which the state can accumulate money in order to spend them for the benefit and for the wellness of the population within the Islamic State, regardless Muslim or not Muslim. We are talking about humanity. We're talking about the citizens of the Islamic State. The third ownership type is the private. Is when you own a car, a house, a factory for producing something that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made halal, has made allowed for you. So in the Islamic State, you are allowed to have your own factory. Jeans, trousers, skirts, shoes, anything that Allah allows. But you can't have a factory for producing, let's say, wine or the swine flu today. You can't have such a farm, a swine farm, and especially in this kind of place. And unfortunately, we are seeing that there are some so-called Islamic states in the Islamic world letting swines being brought up there and even imported. And that's not very amazing, really, when we know which persons are the leaders in the Islamic world. So this is the Islamic response to the issue of ownership. That we're not like communists, you can't own anything, but we're not like capitalists, like the liberals, that you can own everything. For instance, Bill Gates, he has about $40 billion. And $40 billion, that's the total budget for several African countries. It's unimaginable. A person who is more rich than countries, something is really sick. The second issue, the disposal of ownership. How to deal with your ownership. Can I do whatever I wish? Can I buy a Ferrari and just burn it? It's mine. It's not yours. I'm not hurting anybody. No. Can I start buying, what shall I say, anything, clothes, and just giving them away to poor and needy people? And such questions, the ways or the means of disposing, of using your properties, how to do it.